you people are the very fortunate ones. Krishna says in the Bhagavad-gita, Manushyanam sahasreshu kaschid yatati siddhaye yatatam api siddhanam kaschit mam vetni tattvataha. Amongst thousands and thousands of men, Manushyanam sahasreshu kaschid yatati siddhaye. Very few people think what is the perfection of life. Very few people. Everybody thinks that eating nicely, sleeping nicely, mating nicely, defending nicely, paying the bills nicely, and then one day dying, holding the hands of children, grandchildren, looking at the sad faces of relatives and worrying what will happen after I leave. They think this is the perfection of life. But this is not the perfection of life. Perfection of life is something else. So very few people understand that the perfection of life is not just eating, sleeping, mating, defending and paying the bills. Perfection of life is beyond this. Manushyanam sahasrechu kaschid yatati siddhaye. Siddhi means to understand that I am not the body, but I am the spirit soul. And if I am the spirit soul, then I should do some of those things which makes the soul happy. So what does the soul become happy with? By eating biryani? What does the soul become happy? Soul becomes happy only in a spiritual environment. Soul becomes happy when it has the connection with the super soul, that is Krishna. Otherwise, there is no other way in which you can make the soul happy. I always say that by eating nicely, or by becoming beautiful, or by becoming famous, or rich, or very influential, Bahubali, or by getting everything which you want, the soul will not be happy. Soul is hankering for Krishna. Soul is hankering for a relationship where it is understood 100% and reciprocated with 100% and is feeling selfless exchange of love. And there is no love in this material world. In the name of relationships, we are trying to find love everywhere, but there is no love anywhere. It is just expectations. It is just sense gratification. It is just cooperation in sense gratification rather. You scratch my back, I scratch your back. As long as you help me in my Indra Tripti and as long as I am ready to help you in your Indra Tripti, we are brothers, we are family, we are husband, wife, we are girlfriend, boyfriend. And the moment we decide to break we are not getting sense gratification, we will break the relationship. So real love means to have connection with God and serve Him and experience that selfless, unmotivated, uninterrupted love. So love can only happen between Jivatma and Paramatma. Love cannot happen between you and your neighbor's wife. It is not possible. That was a joke, by the way. So very few people think what is the perfection of life. This is the perfection of life. And those who think like this, Manushyanam sahasreshu kaschid yatati siddhaye yatatam api siddhanam. Those who think like, thousands and thousands and thousands of people who are thinking like this, maybe one or two will understand Krishna, or one or two will become devotees of Krishna. Kaschid mam vetti tattvataha. Very few people will understand what is bhakti. So you people are fortunate that you people have tried to understand. Many of them, they gave up in the first session only. Hey, ab nahi aayenge. Kya Bhagavad-gita padha? How will Bhagavad-gita help me? Bakwas. So that is why you people are special. So let me quickly revise what we discussed in the previous sessions. It will be a 5-minute revision. First we discussed who am I. This PPT is slightly old, so a few things will not be updated. So we discussed I am not the body but the spirit soul. And then where do I come from? I am a spirit soul. I was originally in the spiritual world with Krishna. But because I did some offenses, I did some aparadh. Just like when I am staying in the human society, if I do some aparadh, I am sent to the jail. So similarly, because of having done some aparadh, kids चाहिए क्या? हाँ, all सभी kids थोड़ा अंदर चले जाएंगे please. All kids. If you think you are not a kid, you sit here. But if the society tells you are a kid, then you please go inside. Yeah. So, originally we were all in the spiritual world with Krishna. Krishna has a Satchidananda Sharira. We also had a Satchidananda Sharira, a spiritual body, full of knowledge, full of eternity, full of bliss. But having committed some offenses, we have ended up in the material world. So where am I now? Material world. And it's a very beautiful place to be. Correct? This material world is a horrible place to be. Why? What are the adjectives which Krishna uses for this world? Dukkhalayam, Ashashvatam, Anityam, Asukham. What are the different miseries which we face in this material world? Revision. Birth, death, old age, disease. Okay. और क्या मिजरी है? Old age तो हो गया ना? Birth, death, old age, disease. Yes, miseries due to the body and mind. Adhyatmic klesh. Adi Devik klesh. Miseries due to nature. And Adi Bhautika klesh. Miseries due to others. Do you have miseries due to others in life? Don't say, we know. So that is what the material world is. It's a horrible place to stay. No gentleman would like to stay here. And why I have come here? It is because of aparadh only. I wanted to be independent of Krishna. And what is binding me in this material world? You remember 2 C's which we discussed? Costumes and chains. What are the costumes we have? How many kinds of bodies are there? 84 lakh species. See, you people are taking PPTs every session. You should be able to answer the question. Every session PPT do, notes do, ye do, wo do. अब अगर नहीं आंसर करेंगे तो फिर आगे से नहीं देंगे. Okay, so 84 lakh species in which we are bound. And then there is another kind of chain which binds us. While we have that bondage of a body, there is another bondage which is a little subtle, which affects our consciousness, which affects our intelligence, which affects our mind. What is that bondage? Of course, Maya. But what are the different modes of Maya? Sattvagun, Rajogun, Tamogun. Daivi hi esha gunamayi mama maya duratyaya. Krishna says, Daivi hi esha gunamayi. My Maya has many modes, gunamayi. And it is very difficult to overcome. Mama maya duratyaya. But mameva ye prapadyante, those who have taken my shelter, maya metam tarantite. They can cross over this Maya. So simply by becoming devotees of Krishna, we can overcome these 3 modes of material nature. And based on our karma, we get different kinds of bodies. Karma is of 3 types. What are the 3 types? Not karma. I have written wrong. Sakarma. Testing. I was just testing you. Sakarma, also called as karma. You're correct only. But sakarma and the opposite of sakarma is vikarma. अरे देख के बोलिए ना. Display हो रहा है. Sakarma, vikarma and akarma. Sakarma means those activities which give so-called positive reaction. But what is the result of that positive reaction? You have to take birth again to so-called enjoy the results. And how you are enjoying? In the cycle of birth, death, old age and disease. What is vikarma? So-called bad reactions for which you have to take birth again and suffer while doing birth, death, old age and disease. So what should we do? Sakarma or vikarma? We should not do anything. Neither sakarma nor vikarma, neither punya nor pap. We should only do akarma. Akarma means bhakti. Rendering pure devotional service to Krishna is called akarma, generally called as yoga. Yoga doesn't mean to sit like this and do meditation. That is one anga of yoga. But the word yoga means to connect with God. Okay? And for how long this will go on? Millions and billions of lifetimes will continue until we become devotees of Krishna. Until we surrender to Krishna, there is no limit to this. Punarapi janamam, punarapi maranam, punarapi janani jathare shayanam. Again and again we'll enter the womb of a mother. And it is not necessary that we'll have a human mother every time. Even if we enter a human mother species, we will be surrounded in the womb of the mother by pus, stool, urine, blood, insects for 9 months. You have to live in that way. It's not a very good condition. A very embarrassing condition for the soul. How much pain the soul goes through is unimaginable. It is described in the 3rd canto, Kapil Shiksha. If you will read that, you will be terrified how much the soul suffers. In fact, the suffering is so much that Krishna has to wipe out the memory of that suffering when the soul takes birth or comes out of the mother's womb. Because remembering that suffering, you cannot live. Because you have come to enjoy now. Nicely you are enjoying life. So that enjoyment cannot happen if you remember what you have gone through. So what should I do now? क्या किया जाए अब? We should become devotees of Krishna. We should take to devotional service. We should understand that this human life is just like a junction. When we reach a junction, we change the train, go to some other destination. So for this human life, there are 3 possible destinations. What are they? Either from human we go into the higher species, demigods, Gandharvas, Siddhas, Charanas, all that we can become. But again, there also birth, death, old this disease. Or else we can make more progress, we can become a dog or a cat or a frog. That is more progress. We can go into the lower species of life. Once Srila Prabhupada was giving a lecture. There are many reasons why I worship Srila Prabhupada. One of the reasons is when one man told that I am God, Srila Prabhupada shouted at him saying, "You are not God, but you are a dog." I worship Srila Prabhupada, who once shouted at a man who said, "I am God," saying that you are not God, but you are a dog. So another man told Srila Prabhupada, "Srila, I don't have any problem in becoming a dog. I want to, it's a nice life." Just see the ignorance. Srila Prabhupada said, "You have my blessings to become a dog." So either we can go up, those who are in the mode of goodness, they will go to the higher planetary systems, become Devatas, Gandharvas, Charanas, Siddhas, Apsaras. And again, birth, death, old age, disease will continue. Those who are in the mode of ignorance, Adho the Gachati Tamasah, they'll go into the lower planetary systems or they'll enter the animal species because they've lived like animals. And those who are in the mode of passion, they'll take birth again in Bangalore as human beings, going to IT companies, struggling in life, thinking what is the purpose of life. And when they'll take birth, there'll be no water in Bangalore also. Now, 30 years ago, if I would have told someone that I'm buying water, 1 liter, 30 rupees, they would have laughed at me. They would have said, "You live in hell, please leave that place." Now, how much you are buying? Maybe a time will come, I don't know. We don't know. We pray that it may not happen, but next time when you will take birth again in Bangalore, that time water will be like some 20,000 rupees per liter, or oxygen will be some 40,000 rupees per 1 cylinder, and you will be living like that, making software. And when again some difficulty in life comes, you eat your software. Okay. I'm saying this because I'm from a software background and I feel disgusted. I wasted my life like that. When COVID came, all the IT culture of Bangalore went for a toss. The people realized all the cloud which they are working on, all the softwares which they cannot eat their software. At that time they realized what is the value of life. And those who are serious, they will go back home, back to Godhead. How many of you want to become serious in Krishna consciousness? Please raise your hands. But don't miss this opportunity. This is a junction. If you miss this, suppose those who are like, हमको थोड़ा देवता बनना है. I want to become Indra, Chandra, Varuna. I want to feel what it feels like to be a Gandharva. You can become, and your lifespan will be 2 lakh, 3 lakh years. And once you die, then towards the end of Kali Yuga, you will take birth on this planet, again in Bangalore only. Because you died in Bangalore, no? So you'll take birth again in Bangalore. And at that time there will be no wheat, no rice, no cows, no milk, no vegetation, no blanket. I will eat you, you will eat me. So those who are not serious in bhakti and those who want to go to higher planetary systems, be very careful. After expanding, Kshine Punya Martyalokam Vishanti, when your punya will finish, when you will again come to Martyaloka, and that time end of Kali Yuga will be there. No ISKCON temple will be there also. No Prabhupada's books will also be there. Because those who were serious, they have already gone back home, back to Godhead. You thought you are extra smart. You came at that time, now what you will do? You will be walking on the road, two people will be sitting in some cave. ये बहुत दिन से खाया नहीं, इसको काट देते हैं. काट दिया. And then आपको खा लिया. Game over हो गया. गंधर्वा बन के आए थे. After 2-3 years. So, it is better. That's why the Acharyas say it is better to become a dog in the house of a devotee rather than aspiring to become a demigod or a Brahma or a Chandra or a Varuna. It's a phantasmagoria. It's a, we should, Lord Chaitanya, who is Krishna himself in Kali Yuga, he prays, Na dhanam, na janam, na sundarim, kavitam va jagadisha kamaye, mama janmani janmanishware, bhavatad bhakti rahai tuki tvai. Lord Chaitanya, Sri Krishna Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is saying, Na janam, na dhanam, na sundarim. I don't want money. I don't want beautiful husband or wife. I don't want fan followers. I don't want to become a great scholar. What do you want? Na dhanam, na janam, na sundarim, kavitam va jagadish, mama janmani janmanishwari. Do you want liberation? No. I don't even want liberation. Then what do you want? I just want to get an opportunity to render bhakti in the association of your devotees life after life. This is pure devotional desire. So this should be our aspiration. That even if our Krishna consciousness is not complete, even if we have not become pure devotees, even if we have mixed bhakti in our heart, karma mishra, jnana mishra, still we should aspire that, even if I have not finished my Krishna consciousness, not qualified to go, still go back home, back to Godhead, still I should take birth immediately in the house of a devotee, where I can get another opportunity to read Srila Prabhupada's books and chant Hare Krishna, where I can get another opportunity to make Srimad Bhagavatam as my life and soul and read Bhagavad-gita. This should be our aspiration. And not that, thoda Gandharva banenge, that is all waste of time. So how can I go back home, back to Godhead? By doing akarma, that is bhakti. All these things you people know, so I'll just skip a little bit faster. So when you do karma yoga, you are connecting your senses to God. Because you engage your senses in karma. These days nobody follows varnashram. They think working for 14 hours a day is karma yoga, which is not at all karma yoga. But yes, whatever karma if you're doing, if it is dharmic, if it is not causing any harm to anyone, if it is free of meat eating, gambling, illicit sex and intoxication, and if you offer the results of that karma, starting with 1% for yourself and 99% for your wife, starting with that stage, and then being proud that I'm a karma yogi, then slowly and slowly as purification of heart will happen, then Krishna will give you a chance. And that karma yoga will be perfected when you meet, that your karma will become karma yoga when you start practicing Krishna consciousness, when you understand why am I working. An ideal karma yogi engages 50% of his hard-earned money in the service of God, which means serving the deities, offering bhoga, inviting sadhus home, purchasing Srimad Bhagavatam, Bhagavad-gita, going on yatras. So in that way, 50% an ideal karma yogi invests. 25% he uses for his family and personal maintenance. And 25% he saves for emergency. That is idle karma yoga. But you start with 1%. Somewhere we have to start. And Jnana Yoga means I'm using my Jnana, I'm trying to, speculate, and I'm trying to think in various ways what is spirit and what is matter. Just like a Hamsa, if you mix half liter water and half liter milk in a pot, and if you give to a swan, the swan will drink the milk and leave the half liter water behind. This ability the swan has, Hamsa. So the devotees also are Hamsa. They are able to see in every situation what is spirit, what is matter. They take the spiritual thing, they leave the material thing aside. So that kind of lifestyle is called Jnana Yoga, where one has perfected the Karma Yoga and then they graduate to Jnana Yoga. And then they try to use their Jnana to establish the presence of Krishna. That is called Jnana Yoga. I will stop my phone. Put it on do not disturb mode. Yeah. That is called Jnana Yoga. The aim of Jnana Yogis is impersonal liberation most of the time. Jnana Yogi's aim is not to become a devotee of Krishna. Jnana Yogi's primary motivation is how to end my suffering and merge in the Brahma Jyoti. 99% Jnana Yogis have this aim. But when they meet a devotee of Krishna, Bahunam Janmanam Ante Jnanvan Mam Prapadyate, Krishna says in Bhagavad-gita. A true Jnani becomes an original Jnani after many, many lifetimes of Jnana Yoga. Bahunam Janmanam Ante Jnanvan Mam Prapadyate Vasudevam Sarvamiti Sa Mahatma Sudurlubha. When that Jnana Yogi comes to the conclusion that Vasudev, Krishna, is everything, Sarvamiti, then he becomes a Mahatma, Sa Mahatma, and such a person is very rare. So the word Mahatma means one who is a devotee of Krishna. The word Mahatma should not be used for politicians. There is only one functionality of Mahatma, to connect everybody to Krishna. So the word Mahatma and Pandit should not be thrown away just like that. आप महात्मा हैं, आप पंडित हैं, आप चाचा हैं, हम आपका बर्थडे मना रहे हैं. Recently एक चाचा का बर्थडे मनाया गया. And then Dhyana Yoga. Dhyana Yoga means you want to meditate very nicely and deeply by practicing yama, niyama, asana, pranayama, pratyahara, dharana, dhyana, samadhi. And in the stage of samadhi, you want to always meditate on the four-handed form of Lord Vishnu. Dhyana vasthita tadgatena manasa pashyanti yam yoginah. The aim of Dhyana Yoga is to meditate on the personal form of the Lord. But people get stuck in asanas and pranayama. Asana and pranayama are the beginning of Dhyana Yoga. In fact, Dhyana Yoga has two divisions. Yama, Niyama, Asana, Pranayama are called Hatha Yoga. Pratyahara, Dharana, Dhyan, Samadhi, generally called Kriya Yoga. And the combination is called Dhyana Yoga. And the aim of Dhyana Yoga is to meditate on the personal form of the Lord. But still the desire to do seva has not come. You just want to keep looking at the beauty of Krishna. Maza aa raha hai. So Dhyana Yogi will sit like this. And even if they will not have a desire that let me bring one glass of water for Krishna, that desire they don't have. So therefore Dhyana Yogis are also not perfection. Perfection is Bhakti Yoga. When you connect your soul. See, you are not the senses. You are not the mind. You are not the intelligence. You are the spirit soul. So only in the Bhakti Yoga, the soul gets connected to Krishna. Otherwise, this is also asana and this is also asana. But it has two different results. Anyways. Exercise, yoga does not mean doing this. Some people think, if I do this, this is yoga. There is one Baba who was going around everywhere in India putting shivir making everybody do all this. And he taught that yoga means healthy lifestyle. But that defeated the whole purpose of yoga. What he did was good. I do not criticize that. But he should have also told that this is not this is the side effect or the byproduct of yoga. Real yoga means Bhagavad Prapti. Dhyana vasthita tadgatena manasa pashyanti yam yogana. Some people also, when they have reached the stage of pratyahara and dharana and dhyan, then they start developing some mystic powers. Srila Prabhupada says that when he was a small child, one yogi came in his house. And he was telling that how every day in the morning he has bath in different rivers of different parts of India. He will dip himself in Ganges, then he will come out in Yamuna, then he will dip himself in Yamuna, and he will come out in Gangotri, and then again in Krishna, and then Kaveri, and all that is done within 7 minutes. So that is the power of a mystic yogi. Even now in Kumbh Mela, when you will go, you will find 16, 17-year-old young boys looking very young. But if you ask their age, they will say 500 years, 600 years. It is possible. But Srila Prabhupada makes fun of them by saying that even a frog can do this. Generally, if you go ask the coal miners, when they will dig the coal mines, sometimes after digging for 100 feet, 200 feet, automatically a frog will come out. That means even a frog has the idea of going in samadhi for thousands of years. How many years it takes for the coal to get formed? Thousands of years, millions of years. So even a frog can do this. So if a human being is doing the kaun si badi baat. So human life is not meant for these siddhis. I was reading a book where the yogis of the Himalayas were being described. It was said that one of the yogis was able to fly in the sky. But occasionally he would stop in the sky, take out the packet of tobacco and then put it back, again fly. So just see, his siddhi has not able to help him conquer the urge to eat tobacco also. Would you like to get such siddhis? And why these people, they display the siddhis? To get puja, labh, man, pratishtha. Why these 800-year-old young people, young looking people, they come in Kumbh Mela? Do they know anybody in Kumbh Mela? Their family members are still alive? No. Just to get some respect only, no. So see, after doing so many years of pratyahara, dharana, dhyan, they are unable to give up the urge of being respected and honored by others. That's why Mahaprabhu has told, Sri Krishna Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, Trinadapi sunichena taroriva sahishnuna amanina manadena kirtaniya sada harihi. One should think, a devotee should think that he is lower than a blade of grass. And this is not theoretical, you have to understand this deeply. When you stamp on a grass, does the grass say, hey, why you are stamping on me? When all of you come in, you wipe your leg on the floor mat. Does the floor mat rebel? But still it serves you. So devotee should have that consciousness, that I will serve everybody and I will not expect any name, fame, honor, prestige from anybody. Let them use me like a doormat. Trinadapi sunichena. Taroriva sahishnu. Let me be more humble than a blade of grass, more tolerant than a tree. Let me not expect any respect from others, but let me be the first one to give all respect to others. Amanina manadena. And only one who has this consciousness, kirtaniya sadaharihi. Only such a person can come in the category of Narad Muni and always chant Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram. This kind of people cannot come in that category. They are stuck in their siddhis. Spending 10 years, 12 years to get a siddhi, to walk on water, which anybody by paying 10 rupees can cross. These siddhis are byproducts of yoga, not the main things of yoga. So yoga does not mean to give a nice shape to your body. Yoga does not mean to increase your lifespan. Yoga does not mean to get bhakti, mystic power. Yoga means that you have to connect with Krishna So these are, I've already finished the revision and I've started today's session, practical applications. Again, this is a very simple question which has been discussed in the previous sessions. Who can tell which is the best version of a particular software? The manufacturer of the software. So similarly, I am telling all of you that Bhakti Yoga is the supreme. Why you should listen to me? You should rather say, I would listen to the person who has established all the forms of yoga. Who is Yogeshwara? Krishna. Yatra Yogeshwara Krishna. Yatra Partho Dhanurdharaha. Tatra Shri Vijayo Bhutir Dhruva Nitir Matirmama. Wherever there is Krishna, wherever there is a devotee of Krishna, such as Arjuna, there are four things will be there. Victory, extraordinary power, morality, and what else? Tatra Shri, opulence. Victory, extraordinary power, morality, and opulence. Aishwarya. So, let's ask Yogeshwara Krishna, which is the best yoga? So, please recite with me with this verse. Yoginam api sarvesham madgatenantaratmana Shraddhavan bhajate yo mam Same yukta tamo mataha. And of all the yogis, the one with great faith who always abides in me, thinks of me within himself, and renders transcendental loving service to me. What does this sound like? Who renders transcendental loving service? Only a bhakta, only a devotee. He is most intimately united with me and is the highest of all. So Krishna is also saying, amongst the karmi, jnani, yogi and the bhakta, who is the supreme? And who is saying this? Yes. So this is the highest opinion. Now some people say, even if I do karma yoga, I will reach Krishna. Even if I not worship Krishna, but if I worship Durga, I will reach Krishna. It's like saying, I want to go to Dehradun. In whichever train from whichever station I sit, I will reach Dehradun. Is it possible? Suppose if you have to go to Dehradun, you just go to Bangalore City Junction and sit in any train. Dehradun jayenge. Nahi ho sakta. So there is a philosophy called Yato Mat Tatha Path. I am officially telling the problem in this philosophy. Yato Mat Tat. जैसी मेरी इच्छा है, वैसा मेरा मार्ग होगा. Whatever is my opinion, according to that I will achieve supreme perfection. Yato mat tathapat. This is very common in India. When you ask them who is Bhagwan, सब भगवान है. आपके altar में, आपके पूजा रूम में भगवान, सभी भगवान है. गणेश जी भी भगवान है, इंद्र जी भी भगवान है, सूर्यदेव भी भगवान है, राम जी भी भगवान है, कृष्ण भी भगवान है, शिव जी भी भगवान है, ब्रह्मा जी भी भगवान है. एक भगवान तो हम भी हैं. Everybody is God. So this is a very serious problem. Very serious problem. Can you say कि सभी लोग मेरे बाप हैं? ये भी मेरा बाप है, वो भी मेरा बाप है, ये भी मेरा बाप है. Horrible ना? But we say कि सभी भगवान हैं. भगवान एक हैं. जिस तरह हमारे बाप एक होते हैं, उसी तरह भगवान भी एक ही होते हैं. भगवान केवल श्री हरि हैं. Only Krishna is God. Ekala Ishvara Krishna, are Savabhritya. Everybody else are loving servants of Krishna. And in the material world, the word servant is a disrespectful word. But in the spiritual circles, servant means a great personality. Arjuna is a servant of Krishna, he is a great personality. Now, it is a great bhagya, it is a great fortune to serve God. Not everybody can serve God. It's not easy. You can serve your lust, anger and greed, but you cannot serve Krishna just like it's not a cheap thing. So in the material world, everybody wants to become boss. But in the spiritual world, everybody wants to become servant of the servant of the servant of the servant. That's why when the spiritual literature says, Ekala Ishvara Krishna Arasabhritya, the only Supreme Personality is Krishna and everybody else are loving servants of Krishna, they say, अरे हमारे इष्ट देव के प्रति ये तो अपराध है, this is an offense against my worshipable deity. No, it's not an offense. They are proud to be servants of Krishna. Mother Yashoda became a mother of Krishna to become a servant of Krishna. Srimati Radharani became lover of Krishna to become a servant of Krishna. Madhumangala became a friend of Krishna to become a lover of Krishna, servant of Krishna. Similarly, Raktak, Patrak, these people, they become servants of Krishna to become servant of Krishna. And in this way, everybody is very simply wanting to serve Krishna. So all paths, they cannot lead to God, to the same goal. Only bhakti will lead you to Krishna. If you are thinking, kuch bhi karenge, communism, Marxism, feminism, socialism, kuch bhi le lenge, to I will reach God, it is not possible. Nationalism will not lead you to God. Only bhakti will lead you to God. Please understand this point. Some people may shout at me, kill me, scold me, ऐसे बोलता है, but this is the reality. What is Sanatan Dharma? With all due respect, I would like to say, Sanatan Dharma means those who understand what is the laws made by God, those who follow the laws of God, and those who live to love and serve God, they are called Sanatanis. And Sanatan Dharma is beyond Hinduism, Christianity, Sikhism and Islam. Sanatan Dharma means to love God and serve God, know your constitutional position. Jivera Swarup Hai Krishnera Nityadas. The original constitutional position of a spirit soul is to be a loving servant of God. This is Sanatan Dharma. We cannot claim that only Hindus are Sanatanis. No, a sincere Christian who is wanting to love God and serve God, he is also Sanatani. Because the principles of Dharma are always eternal. When Krishna says, Yada yada hi dharmasya glanir bhavati bharata abhyudhanam dharmasya tadatmanam srijamyaham. When Krishna says that whenever and wherever Dharma has been forgotten or where Dharma is declining, what does he mean? He does not mean wherever and whenever Hindu Dharma is declining, I will descend. That makes Krishna a Hindu God. But Krishna is not Hindu God, he is God of everybody. Sarva yoneshu kauntaya aham bija pratapita. Not just for earth, but all the planetary systems of all the universes, he says, I am God. If it is wrong to say that Krishna is a Hindu God or an Indian God. Bhagavad-gita is a Hindu scripture. No. Bhagavad-gita is a scripture for the spirit soul. And everybody is a soul. A Hindu is a soul, a Muslim is a soul, a Christian is a soul, a cow is a soul. So Bhagavad-gita is for everybody, not just for Hindus. This is the understanding of Sanatan. This is the understanding of Sanatan. Sanatan means I should understand that my bank balance, my social circle, my family, my degree, my influential power, my gun cannot save me. Only Krishna can save me. So therefore I should surrender to God and try to love Him and serve Him. This is called Sanatan Dharma. And anybody who is sincerely trying to love God and serve God is a follower of Sanatan Dharma. Provided they are following the rules and regulations or the commandment which is given by God. And the most easy to understand and the most direct commandment of God is the Bhagavad-gita, where Krishna himself is speaking. Sarva dharman parityajya mam ekam sharanam vraja. Abandon all varieties of religions and just surrender unto me. I shall give you freedom from all sinful reactions. Do not fear. This is called Sanatan Dharma. Whenever in the name of economic development, in the name of social development, in the name of communism or socialism, in the name of civic amenities, In the name of all these things, when spiritual life is forgotten, bhakti is forgotten. That is, yada yada hi dharmasya glanir bhavati bharata. People started thinking that this socialism and communism and economic development is more important than bhakti. That is glani. That is the time when dharma has declined. People have forgotten what is the real purpose of human life. Yada yada hi dharmasya glanir bhavati bharata abhyudhanam dharmasya tadatmanam srijam. At that time when people have forgotten that the main aim of human life is bhakti, that time Krishna descends. Krishna doesn't descend to save Hindu Dharma. He descends to save the spirit souls who have become bewildered by the wrong philosophies and the wrong culture which is being spread. This is Sanatan Dharma. It's very narrow-minded to say that only Hindus are Sanatanis. Anybody who's trying to love God and serve God and is following the commandment of God sincerely, seriously, and is very serious about the spiritual life, comes in the category of Sanatana. Now, what does spiritual life mean? We will discuss now. So, other yogas are indirect process. They are like climbing the stairs. If there is a 100-storied building, then the first 25 floors are the Karma Yoga. Next 25, 26 to 50 are Jnana Yoga. 51 to 75 are Dhyana Yoga. And the topmost floor, 100th floor where Krishna is staying, that is the line of Bhakti Yoga. So it is your choice whether you want to go step by step, and take many, many lifetimes to reach Krishna, or else you want to take an elevator, press the 100th floor button. This is Bhakti Yoga. But you know what? We are such big foolish people. When some easy thing is being offered, we will say, why should I take easy process? I should put my head down, leg up. I should close my nose. I should do something very difficult. Then acha lagta hai. Especially, India, people like to suffer. I don't know why. Recently I was traveling, I was coming from one place. I was sitting in the flight. Before the flight has landed, everybody has stood up. अब लाइन में खड़े हो गए हैं, 20 मिनट तक खड़े रहेंगे, अच्छा लग रहा है. They want to suffer. Why can't they just sit down and wait for the gates to open? What is this so much struggle when the flight is already 45 minutes late? You have already lost time. How will you save time by standing in the queue? You tell me. Similarly, in traffic in India, those who have seen the traffic outside India, you will be surprised. People really in India feel that if I press the horn, the road will become wider. If I press the horn, the person in front of me will look at me and be like, oh, aap aaye hain, please come in front. And then everybody is honking. Yesterday I saw a person riding a bike and I saw him from 50 meters. वो 50 meters से बजाते हुए आ रहा था, पैं, full horn बजाते हुए he is coming. And everybody is looking at him and he is like, मैं ऐसे ही जाऊँ. So when something easy is offered, people don't take it, thinking that this is so easy. It is so simple. How can it be true? That is called lack of intelligence. Bhakti Yoga is actually simple. Raj Vidya Raj Guhyam Pavitram Idamuttamam Pratyakshva Gamamam Dharmyam Susukham Kartum Avyayam. Chapter 9, Raj Yoga. Krishna says, Raj Vidya Raj Guhyam. This is the king of all knowledge and it is the most secret of all knowledges. Pavitram, it is the purest knowledge. Idam, इस तरफ आ जाइए आप इस तरफ आ जाइए, आप उस तरफ जाइए, आप इस तरफ आ जाइए, माता जी उस तरफ. Raj Vidya Raj Guhyam Pavitram Idam Uttamam. It is the best amongst all knowledge and it is the purest. Pratyakshvagamam Dharmyam. When you start practicing it, you will experience it. Proof of the pudding is in the eating. So you yourself will experience purification of heart, change of heart. And this whole process of bhakti, sukham, you will feel extreme happiness. Sukham kartum avyayam. We are not asking you to go to the Badrik ashram in the month of January, find a river or a lake which is filled with snow and dip your body till the neck and stand there like that. That is not bhakti yoga. Neither are we asking you that in the month of August and July you make a circle of fire and you sit in between. Susukham. Simply chant Hare Krishna, eat Krishna Prasadam, read Bhagavad-gita and dance. If these activities you do, perfection will come. Don't think that simply by chanting Hare Krishna and dancing in front of the deities you will not attain perfection. You will attain perfection. Because Krishna has promised it. Man mana bhava mad bhakto madhyaji mam namaskuru mam evaishyasi satyam te pratijani priyosimi. Become my devotee, offer dandvat pranam to me, worship me and think of me. Simply by doing these four things, you will come back to me. Why? Because you are very dear to me and I promise you this. Indra's promise can fail. Indra promised. Whom he promised? He sends many apsaras to various sages, no? And the apsaras get burnt and they killed. Indra's promises fail, but Krishna's promise doesn't fail. So let's practice the process of bhakti yoga, which is like an elevator. How many of you take elevator while going to your house, in your apartment? So the elevator in real life is bhakti yoga. My suggestion is stop taking elevator in your house, but take elevator in real life. Practice bhakti. What is bhakti yoga? It's connection to God. And what is the nature of the soul? Who can explain me why I have put the photo of salt here, based on previous discussions? Sorry? Your answer is incorrect. Sorry. I was telling with full enthusiasm. Mataji ko laga sahi bola main. Yes.
Salt is an essential ingredient of any food.
Good try, but your answer is incorrect. I'll give you a hint. Think in terms of dharma. What is the definition of dharma which has been explained? And in that reference you think, why I have put the photo of salt here? What is the definition of dharma? The intrinsic characteristic which never changes is called dharma. So what is the dharma of salt? To be salty. Now you are remembering? No, ठीक है, no problem. कुछ भी याद नहीं. What is the dharma of salt? To be salty. So what is the dharma of spirit soul? Sorry? To serve. Very good. So just like salt is not Hindu, Muslim, Sikh, Isai. Salt is salt. But since soul is soul, the dharma of salt is to be salty. So the dharma of soul is to be loving and serving. So what is the dharma of soul? To love God and to serve God. Now whichever so-called religion you are practicing, check whether you are loving God or serving God or not. If you are standing in the mood of, if you are treating God as an ATM machine, insert a prayer, result should come. Insert a vrata, result should come. Insert an upavas, result should come. And always taking, you know. In the Durga Puja time, what is the mantra which people chant? Ya Devi Sarva Bhuteshu something Rupena Samsthita Dhanam Dehi, Rupam Dehi, Putram Dehi, this Dehi, that Dehi, 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 Dehi. दुर्गा माँ देना बैंक है क्या? कभी कुछ दे भी दो. So that is not the nature of our soul. The nature of our soul is to selflessly serve without expecting anything in return. And only those who do this, and they do this to the right person also. Imagine if you selflessly start serving your boss. What is going to happen? Going to get exploited only. You lose faith in seva. So not only you have to be selflessly serving, but you have to be selflessly serving the right person. Then you will understand you are a spirit soul. So the activity of the soul is to love and serve. And then there are various forms in which people try to love and they get frustrated. Until unless you come to God, you can never be happy. Why do you love your family? Because it is your family. Why don't you love my family? आपका family आप देख लो. Why do you love your apartment community? Because it is your apartment community. If the another apartment community, theft and dacoity is happening, water is not there, fire is there, you will sleep peacefully only. No? What you will do? Just tweet about it. आग लग गया है, जिसको कुछ करना है कर लो. Why you are worried about India? Because you live here. Why are you not worried about Ukraine? हमको क्या मरने दो. How many of you prayed to Lord Krishna for Ukraine? Honestly, one person has prayed. Good. But there are many other countries like Ukraine which are suffering. Forget about Ukraine. Every living entity is suffering. They are suffering so badly that they are not even realizing that they are suffering. Every child which is in the womb of every mother is suffering. So until unless we make a connection with God, just like yatha taror moola nishechanena, when we water the root of a tree, the entire tree is nourished. So similarly, when you perfect your relationship with God, all the other relationships which you have will be flourishing. And not only that, even those people who are not connected to you, simply because you are serving God, everybody will get benefit. Why in India it is easy to preach Bhagavad-gita and do book Bhagavad-gita distribution? Why? Because great sages have done tapasya here. Still doing. Great personalities they are leading a very, very austere life. They are waking up at 3:30, performing Mangalarti at 4:30, and then they are sitting 2 hours in meditation, chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare. Then they are going for seva, they are cleaning, cooking, and then they are studying Srimad Bhagavatam, and then they go out to preach, to help people. Then they go out for book distribution, then they give classes. क्या मिलता है इन लोगों को? कुछ भी नहीं. But because such people are doing such tapasya, that is why others are getting benefited. It's a fact. It's a fact. You cannot deny this. You remove all the devotees of Krishna from this planet, there is no reason why Krishna should sustain this planet. You remove all the teachers from a school, even if there are 2,000 students there, there is no reason to run that school. Teachers नहीं है तो school किस बात का? So similarly, the day all the devotees of the Lord will leave this planet, Krishna has no reason to maintain this planet. So until unless we get connected with God, we cannot do real social welfare also. Imagine if there is a child who has fought with the father and run away from the house, sitting on the traffic signal naked, doing drugs and asking for money. And if one person meets the child and thinks, oh, this is the child of my friend, let me give him some money. Go, eat something. Another person comes, oh, this is the friend of my child, let me give him some mental and social well-being. Let me give him some consolences, let me give him a greeting card. Let me create positivity in his life by making him smile. And then a third person comes, he slaps that fellow, like, why you ran away from your house? Let me take you back to the house. And then he gives that person back to the father. Who is the real well-wisher of that child? First person, second person, third person? Why? He is slapping, He's taking him back to the father. Because the father knows how to take care of the child. Do you have a child? Suppose if I get in your house and I tell you get out. For 1 day I will take care of for 2 days I will take care of your child. Will you allow me? I don't know your child. Little bit, if I say, okay, I'll take care of your child for the whole life, maybe you'll think, अच्छा, ठीक है, ले लीजिए आप. Maybe you'll allow also. But I'm saying I'll take care only for 2 days. But you get out. This is nonsense. So the so-called social service which is being done is like this only. 1 day corporate social responsibility day has come. On a Saturday, I wear a nice t-shirt and I go to some place, I serve khichdi, and I hug people, take photos like this. I have done social service. You did it for 2 days. Why you don't do for 365 days? And simply by you distributing food and blanket, is the karma of people changing? Do you really know how to take care of someone? Only God knows how to take care of everybody. Therefore, the acharyas have agreed that the highest social welfare is to connect people back to Krishna. Krishna knows how to take care. Just like you know how to take care of your child. I don't know, because he's not my child. So similarly, we all are children of Krishna. God knows how to take care of us. रोटी कपड़ा मकान देने से या हॉस्पिटल खोलने से the lust, anger and greed in the heart of people will not reduce. The adhyatmic, adibhautik, adidaivik kleshas will not reduce. The birth, disease, old age and death will not reduce. But if you connect people to Krishna, if you make them chant Hare Krishna, if you give them Krishna Prasad, their karma will change. Their destiny will change. They will probably take up bhakti and they can go back home, back to God. So the highest social welfare is to connect people to God, connect people to Krishna. The highest social welfare is not distribution of some kambal. The highest social welfare is to connect people to whom? Krishna. Hare Krishna. Because everybody is like a fish and they are out of Krishna's contact. Just like a fish out of water can never be happy. Suppose you bring the fish out of water, give him iPhone 16, which is the latest number? 16 aa gaya kya? Oh Krishna, just like that I said. Last time I checked it was 14. So iPhone 16 de denge. We'll take out the fish out of water, we'll put it on the seat here. We'll give iPhone 16. Fan ko thoda idhar ghuma denge. Please get up and dance. Thoda wo andar se gulab jamun le aao. Will the fish be happy? The fish can be happy only when it goes back in the water. So similarly, we are spirit souls. We can be happy only when we go back home, back to God. Whether you become Jayalalitha or whether you become Michael Jackson, you cannot be happy. And I have given these two examples very carefully. Michael Jackson spent billions of dollars and made an oxygenation chamber. Simply by sleeping in that chamber, each and every cell of your body will be recycled and oxygenated. Simply by sleeping in that oxygenation chamber, day by day, your body will become younger and younger. And anybody who sleeps in that oxygenation chamber will live for at least 150 years. He died at the age of 55, or maybe verify the age. He invented that machine, he slept in that machine for 1 month and died. So if Michael Jackson can die, there's no hope only. Similarly, Jayalalitha, how many doctors she had at the time of death? More than the number of contacts you have in your phone. She had those many doctors. But none of them could save her. And how much money these people have? A lot of money. Can you imagine how much money Michael Jackson had? It is beyond your imagination. सोच भी नहीं सकते. But they were never happy. When Michael Jackson was dying, he was thinking of marrying a 14-year-old girl. Do you think he was a happy man? Which happy man will think like that? I'm not criticizing Michael Jackson, I'm just analyzing his life. At one point of time, I was also a great fan of Michael Jackson. But see what they are doing. So until and unless you connect to God, until and unless you connect to Krishna, you can never be happy. So therefore, the practical application of Bhagavad-gita is to become devotees of Krishna. And how to do that practically, that is what we are going to discuss today. All this is discussed. Now, this love for Krishna is not something which has to be artificially created or practiced. No, it is already there in you. Because you are part and parcel of Krishna. Mamai vamsha jiva loke jiva bhuta sanatanaha manah shashthani indriyani prakriti sthani karshati. Krishna says, Mama eva mamai vamsha, Mama eva amsha. All the jivatmas are whose amshas? Krishna's. So that connection is already there. Already we are all lovers of God. But due to some things, lust, anger, greed, illusion, enviousness, attachments, we have forgotten our relationship with God. So we have to revive that relationship. And when we chant Hare Krishna, these obstacles, they get removed. For example, there is a mirror and there is a lot of dust on that mirror. Can you see your face in it? What you need to do to see your face? Clean the mirror. Now let's say on the mirror there is a thick layer of dust. That layer of dust is like 1 meter thick. It's a very difficult task to clean. But when you clean, you can see yourself. So in our hearts, which is like a darpana, kilometers of dust has come due to association with the material nature from millions and billions of lifetimes. So therefore, Sri Krishna Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, Cheto darpanamarjanam bhava mahadavagni nirvapanam shreya kairava chandrika vitaranam vidyavadhu jivanam anandambudivardhanam pratipadam purnamrita swadanam sarvatma snapanam param vijayate Shri Krishna Sankirtanam. Shri Krishna Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who is Krishna himself, says, Cheto darpana marjanam. When you chant Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare, then the mirror of your heart gets cleansed. Cheto darpana marjanam. Marjan matlab? बर्तन मांजते हैं ना आप? मांजते हैं ना? मांजते रहिए. बट बर्तन के साथ हार्ट को भी मांजिए. Whenever you clean the bartan, you should think, I am working so hard to clean the vessels. What am I doing to clean my heart? You have to chant Hare Krishna. And that will clean your heart. And then you can see your Swarupa. And then you can understand who you are, who is God, and what is your relationship. Clear? So bhakti removes the anarthas. What is the meaning of anartha? Those things which are useless, जिसका कोई अर्थ नहीं है, inauspicious, simply troubles, anarthas. So when you chant Hare Krishna, these anarthas will be removed. How many of you want to have a life which is free of lust, anger and greed? Please raise your hands. Chant Hare Krishna. There is no other way, no other way, no other way. Now, most important question of today's session. Can I practice bhakti yoga in my family life? Prabhuji, आपके जैसा head shave करके आना पड़ेगा क्या? हम लोग तो family वाले हैं. Can I practice bhakti yoga in my family life? Yes or no? अरे अभी तक समझाया भी नहीं, yes बोल दिया. How many of you think कि अब संन्यास लेना पड़ेगा? Question, was Arjuna a sannyasi? Arjuna was a family man. He was a politician. He was a king. And Bhagavad Gita was spoken to him. So Bhagavad Gita is not meant for monks. Of course, monks also take benefit out of it. But originally Bhagavad Gita is meant for statesmen. It is meant for leaders. In the 4th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says, the Bhagavad Gita has been spoken in disciplic succession to the kings of this planet. Imam Rajarshayo Viduhu. So it is meant for prime ministers, presidents, leaders, politicians. Those people who lead the general society, Bhagavad Gita is meant for. If the leaders know Bhagavad Gita, then the society can flourish. But these days nobody knows Bhagavad Gita. You go to any leader of India and ask how many chapters are there in Bhagavad Gita, probably 90% leaders cannot tell you. Can you tell how many chapters are there in Bhagavad Gita? 18. Can you tell me 18 shlokas from Bhagavad Gita? But can you tell me the names of 18 movie stars? Yes. Can you tell me 18 cricketers? Yes. Can you tell me the names? ज़्यादा पूछूंगा नहीं हाँ, otherwise you'll प्रभु हमको टारगेट करके बदनाम कर दिए. But see our situation. See our situation. We don't know Bhagavad Gita. And we are going on fighting with people, ये देश हमारा है, वो देश तुम्हारा है, this is my law, this is your law, this should be done, in my thing, I feel, in my opinion, according to me. Arey idiot. How do you have a right to any opinion when you don't even know Bhagavad Gita? Those who don't even know Bhagavad Gita, those who don't even have time to read Bhagavad Gita, how do they have the audacity of having any opinion? It's like a goat getting inside an operation theatre and doing meh and asking the doctor to move. कि भाई अब हमको करने दो. I am a goat, I have come. I was just being slaughtered, मैं भाग के इधर आ गया. People don't know Bhagavad Gita. People cannot chant Hare Krishna. People don't have any control on their senses. But I have an opinion. And I have a YouTube channel. And everybody should listen to my opinion and press like, subscribe and follow. This is Kali Yuga. This is Kali Yuga. So Bhagavad Gita is meant for social people. It is meant for leaders. How many of you are leaders? Please raise your hand. Acha, utha do, please. How many of you are leaders? Okay, how many of you make sacrifices in your life? Everybody who makes sacrifice, इस साइड से कोई हाथ नहीं उठाता है. Like हम तो नहीं करते हैं, दूसरों से करवाते हैं सिर्फ. So anybody who is making, I'm not talking about you, sir. वो पीछे मुड़ के मेरे को देख. Sorry, sir. Anybody who makes sacrifice is a leader in some way. Because without sacrifice, leadership cannot be successful. So all of you are leaders in some way. So Bhagavad Gita is meant for you. Okay? So can you practice Bhagavad Gita in your family life? Answer is yes. How can I get time to practice Bhagavad Gita? Time nahi hai, sir. So many things are there in my life. Prabhuji is asking to chant Hare Krishna. Prabhuji is asking to read Bhagavad Gita. Prabhuji is asking to wake up early. Prabhuji is asking to come weekly. किसके पास इतना time है? I have said that this is a 6-week course, so some people have come also. If I would have told a 60-week course, registration ही नहीं होता. 60-week course, huh? Even if I would have told it is free, nobody would have registered. This is the situation. So for time, the only solution is you have to prioritize the time. It's all about priority. What is the priority in your life? The priority in your life is money. The priority in your life is beauty. The priority in your life is name and fame. The priority in your life is Netflix. The priority in your life is junk food. The priority in your life is, अभी ज़्यादा बोलेंगे नहीं. But there is no prioritization of real welfare. We don't want to be happy in life actually. Why we don't have time for Bhagavad-gita? Why we don't have time for Srimad Bhagavatam? Why we don't have time for... What will you do if you will not chant Hare Krishna? You will read, you will lick every page of the newspaper, sit and read for 2 hours. Why? So it's all about prioritization. And I'm ready to become a dog in my next life, but I don't have time to chant Hare Krishna. Then what can be done? What can be done? It's a very sad state of affairs that in the land where Bhagavad-gita was spoken, people don't have time for Bhagavad-gita. But every idiot has his own opinion. Ye kaise hoga? Why this? Why that? But I will not study Bhagavad-gita and I will not chant Hare Krishna. So this is the misfortune. I will sit and watch Netflix for hours together. But I will not chant Hare Krishna. Time nahi hai. I am the busiest person. And what you are doing by being busy? Simply wasting time. I have to go to office, I have to do this, I have to do that, I have to work in my house, I have to... No time for Krishna. Then be ready. Punarapi janamam, punarapi maranam. Punarapi janani jathare shayanam. So it's all about prioritization. In the battlefield where Arjuna was standing, what was Arjuna's priority? In that situation, Krishna spoke Bhagavad-gita. See, why Krishna chose the battlefield only to speak Bhagavad-gita? For a very serious reason. Just to show everybody that Bhagavad-gita is a high priority in a battlefield. आज के battlefield में can you imagine Bhagavad-gita? फायरिंग चल रहा है, 1 मिनट रुक जाइए, 45 मिनट्स का ब्रेक है, संजय उवाच, ऐसा हो सकता है क्या? But Krishna did it on the battlefield to show that even when something as emergency as a battle is going on, you should take out time for Bhagavad Gita. And because Arjuna took out time for Bhagavad Gita, he became victorious. Now, how many of you are fighting a battle? Actually, all of you are fighting a battle with lust, anger and greed. And all of us, our situation is far more pathetic than Arjuna. Only blood is not coming out, that's all. But every moment we are dying. Every moment so much anxiety is there in our heart that it reflects on the faces of the people also. Yes or no? Face is a mirror of the mind. It reflects on your faces. A serious battle is going on within. It's like a forest fire of material anxiety in my heart. जंगल की आग फायर ब्रिगेड से नहीं बुझती है. So similarly, this forest fire of material existence cannot be extinguished by Netflix, movies, sense gratification, eating, sleeping, mating and defending. No. This forest fire can only be extinguished by taking Krishna's name, form, qualities, pastimes. And even after all this, if I don't have time for Krishna, then I am committing spiritual suicide. So therefore, you will never get time for bhakti. Never will a day come where the work in office will reduce. Never will a day come where health will improve. Never a day will come when you will get some free time in your house. Never a day will come when you will get free time from your daily schedule. Never, ever. If you are thinking, oh, when this project gets over, or when my health improves, oh, when I change my new house, oh, when this construction finishes, oh, never you will do bhakti. So now or never. You have to make time now. Some people say, abhi kyun? Why now? When I will become like this, then I will do, no? First, let me live my life. When I become old, when I have lived my life sufficiently, when I have fulfilled all the bucket list desires, and when I have nothing to do, when I have become a dada to do dadagiri in the house, at that time I will do bhakti. It is simply not possible. Simply not possible. Some people, when they come to temple, they don't come empty-handed. They bring some flowers. What kind of flowers should we offer to God? Option A, fresh and beautiful. Option B, 3 days old, useless flowers. Option C, those flowers which have come under the wheels of my car. Option D, cactus. What should I offer to Krishna? Fresh flowers. So fresh flowers means bhakti should start when you are fresh. 5 years old, minimum. Not when you have become a flower which has been trampled by the wheel of the car. This kind of flower cannot be offered to Krishna. And what seva can this person do? There's nothing. They can only come and tell khichdi mein namak kam hai. Nothing else they can do. So if you are reserving bhakti for old age, you are committing spiritual suicide. Some people say, जवानी दीवानी होती है. जवानी में बहुत desires होते हैं. Let me fulfill the desires of youthhood. And when I am old, when no more desires are left, then I will chant Hare Krishna. Wrong. If you do not practice spiritualizing your desires right from young age, at the old age, those desires will become like demons. Don't think that when you grow old, your desires will give up on you. No. They'll become even more intense. And they will cause you to become frustrated because you will become old. Your senses will become useless. Your instruments will become useless. But the desires will be still as strong as possible. Therefore, all the old people, they are almost always frustrated. Have you seen that? Any old people here? Almost always frustrated. With all due respect. I have never practiced sense control, suppose. I have become old. Simply by becoming old, my desires will go away. Then how can I practice bhakti in old age? It's not possible. Simply not possible. Srila Prabhupada gives a lecture where he's lamenting when he was in France, Paris. He was telling that he saw a 70-year-old man going to a naked dance club where he was paying, in those days, $100 to enter the dance club and then many more dollars for various other services. Why a 70-year-old person is going there? Because the lusty desire is there. So those people who say bhakti budhape mein karenge, you are cheating yourself. Kaumar acharet pragnya dharmam bhagavatan. When you are less than the age of 5, that time you should start bhakti. In fact, I am a follower of Srila Prabhupada. I say that as soon as the child is conceived, usi samay se they should start their shravanam. Just like Prahlad did in the womb of his mother. Just like Abhimanyu did in the womb of his mother. It's a science. It's called Garbhadan Samskar. So right from the womb, the practice of bhakti should start. Then divine Vaikuntha children can be begotten. Otherwise, I am a pig. My child will also be a pig only. And what a pig does? Indiscriminatory activities. What does the pig eat? Does the pig discriminate? My child will also not discriminate. बोलते ना घाट घाट का पानी पिएंगे. That is called a pig. So I am a pig. I cannot give birth to a human being, no. A pig will give birth to a pig only. No? What do you think, sir? Correct, no? So without Krishna consciousness, even engineers are pigs only. Correct, no? And if you are walking on the road and a pig is walking on the road, and if the pig and the engineer touch each other, who should get offended? The pig should get offended. That I am a pig, that's why I am a pig. You being a human being also, you are a pig. Actually, there is a drama like that. Software engineer and a pig. We enacted it when we were a few years ago. So in that drama, the engineer and the pig are there walking, and the pig touches the engineer and the pig gets offended. Hey, I touched this human pig. And then the engineer is like, hey, shut up, man. You are so dirty. Then the pig explains that actually I am dirty, but you are more dirty than me. You are more disgusting than me. I am in a pig species, so I am acting like a pig. You being a human being, you are acting like a pig. No discrimination. Maybe we should enact that drama. It will be the best Gita class ever. ये सब lecture दे के ज़्यादा फायदा नहीं होता है. Who would like to become the pig there? Or rather, this is the wrong. Who would like to become the engineer in that drama? That is the villain role in that. So life is a preparation to face the final exam, which is death. So the aim of our life should be, before we meet death, we should become Krishna conscious. That means at the time of death, I should be able to think of the name, form, qualities and pastimes of Krishna, which is not easy. If you want to test yourself while going out, just fall down and break your head. And think at that time whether you will be able to think of Krishna. We can help you also. Ek pathar leke will help you. And when your head is bleeding and when you are going to become unconscious, what is the first word which will come out of your mouth? Shit. Chot lag gaya. Correct, no? So that is shit consciousness, not Krishna consciousness. What will you think, sir, if this happens to you? Your head breaks, your hand breaks. Will you think of Krishna in that painful situation? Then how is it possible that when death is coming, you can think of Krishna? Until unless you have trained yourself. Until unless you have risen above the pleasures and the sorrows of life. And in all phases of life, until unless you have done the sadhana of chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram. How is it possible that you will think of Krishna? It is not possible. You can't set a reminder, hey, tomorrow if I die, remind me of Krishna. It's not possible. It's a joke. So please practice. So what are the steps for practicing Gita in your life? First of all, if you are sick, you should accept that you are sick. You should approach the right hospital. And in the right hospital, you should go to the right doctor. And the doctor will tell you to avoid things and do some things you have to follow. Similarly, we all are sick. If you become sick, do you suffer? Yes. So are we all suffering? So first of all, we have to accept that I am sick. What are the symptoms of my disease? These are the symptoms of my disease. Birth, death, old age, disease. These are my symptoms. So first of all, you accept Janma Mrityu Jara Vyadhi Dukha Doshanu Darshanam. Krishna says in Bhagavad-gita. Intelligent person is that person who understands that this birth, death, old age and disease is misery. Dukh Dosh Anu Darshanam. One who can see the misery of birth, death, old age, disease, only they are intelligent. Everybody else is fool. This cow cannot understand what is birth, death, old age, disease. You are in that category. If you cannot understand the misery of, and if you are ready to go through this life after life, oh my God, you are like, what can I say? That pig in that drama is better. So first of all, accept that we have a serious problem. We are in the material world and we are suffering here. And there are other ways in which also I suffer. This adhyatmic klesha, adi bhautik klesha, and adi daivik kleshas. So first of all, accept this point. That yes, I am suffering. If I ask you, how are you? What you should answer? Yes, that is the right answer. How are you? Struggling in Maya, Prabhuji. How are you? Simply surviving by the mercy of Krishna. This is the right answers. How are you? Fantastic, thank you. What about you? This is like useless answer. This doesn't mean anything. Even if worse things are happening in your life, if somebody, how are you? Fine, thank you. What is the meaning of fine, thank you? And then after you accept that you are sick, Janma Mrityu Jara Vyadhi Dukkha Doshanu Darshanam, what you should do, you should approach the right hospital. So which is the right hospital? Manipal or Vedehi or tell me some more names. Apollo or Narayana. Which hospital should we go? You should come to the temple. Because here we invite all sick people who are going through the cycle of birth, death, old age, disease, adhyatmik, adi bhautik, adi devik kleshas, and we give them the medicine of Krishna consciousness. Chanting Hare Krishna, reading Srimad Bhagavatam. This is the medicine. So this is the right place where you should come. Again you will think, Prabhu, shave karna padega kya? No. You are welcome to shave, by the way. If you don't shave, nature will force you to shave. Soon or later. But you can do this also. You can make your home only a hospital. Ghar ghar hospital. That Mataji is simply laughing. Unka laughter sun ke mera focus toot ja raha hai yaar. But it is a very serious thing. It is an emergency that every house should become like this. Is this very difficult to do? Entire family coming together once a day to chant Hare Krishna and worship the deities. You don't need to shave up for doing this. This is the implementation of Bhagavad-gita in daily life, deity worship. Because when you do deity worship, Arch Vigraha Upasana, two things will automatically come in your life. Cleanliness and punctuality. High standard of cleanliness. Not just of the body but of the mind also. And punctuality. Har din aap uthoge 4 baje. That means you get discipline in your life. So deity worship is very, especially for married people. How many of you are married here? Please raise your hands. Sorry, wrong question. How many of you are not married here? Please raise your hand. So those of you who are married, grihasthon ke liye Arch Vigraha Upasana is very, very important. Otherwise you cannot control your mind. Please understand this. The main thing in any house or the center of any house should not be the TV, but the altar. And your life should surround around this deity. And you should do it under guidance. You should offer bhoga. You should do worship. You should sit in front of the deity, chant Hare Krishna. Take care of the deity. That is called Grihasth life. Anything else is not Grihasth life. Why the Grihasthas, they are always, most of the time when I ask them how you, they say so many problems. Why? Because they are not following the rules and regulations of Grihastha ashram. Every ashram, whether it is Brahmachari, Grihastha, Vanaprastha or Sannyas, has some advantages and some policies. If you only enjoy the advantages of that ashram and do not do the tapasya which is involved, you are a mithyachari. So please take the tapasya of Grihastha ashram by doing deity worship. And of course this has a training. You can't just do aise hi. Agarbatti ghumane ko deity worship nahi bolte. Take training, do deity worship. So in this way you have to approach the right hospital and then take training in that hospital and make your home also a hospital. Everybody who comes in your house should take darshan of Radha and Krishna. Everybody should have access to Bhagavad-gita. Everybody should have prasadam. Like that. But generally in the center of the house TV is always there. So, Make Lord as the center of your house. God should be the center. The rules of God should be acting in your house. And the third thing is, you have accepted that you are sick. You have approached the right hospital, which is the hospital of Bhagavad-gita, the hospital of Bhagavatam, the spiritual culture, spiritual life is the place. And please understand, inside a hospital, who stays? Patients. So in your house, everybody is a patient. Don't expect pure devotional behavior from anybody in your house. Just like when you are admitted in the hospital, the patient next to you, what he will do? He'll be crying, he'll be in pain, not able to sleep, disturbing. So in house also that only will happen. Don't expect that if you have taken Krishna consciousness, it's a hospital. And what is the aim of the hospital? Get cured and get lost. Similarly, the aim of our life should be finish our business and get out of this material world, go back home, back to Godhead. First, अपने आप को बचा लो तुम. Of course, if you have stayed for a long time in the hospital, you have seen many doctors doing rounds. So you have overheard the medicines for various diseases, then you can also start prescribing. कि भाई तुम्हारा सर दर्द है तो ये ले लो. So if you have this problem, chant Hare Krishna. Oh, you have this problem, chant Hare Krishna. Oh, you have this problem, chant Hare Krishna. बहुत simple, एक ही दवा है. Chant Hare Krishna, read Bhagavad-gita. So although you are a patient in this hospital, this is very important to understand that everybody around you is a patient and they are in a hospital. Don't expect a doctor-like behavior from anybody. There is only one doctor, Srila Prabhupada, the Acharya. They are not sick. Everybody else is sick only. So don't have some high expectations. It's a hospital. And hospital में सब लोग कचरा ही करते हैं. And then we have to approach the right doctor. So like tell me, if anybody has a stethoscope, is he a doctor? Anybody who wears a doctor's coat, does he become a doctor? Anybody who wears a saffron dress, does he become a sadhu? Anybody who makes a big beard and starts speaking, does he become a sadhu? No. You need to know what is the qualification of a doctor. You need to know what is the qualification of a sadhu. You need to understand who is a devotee. You need to know who is a guru. For example, there is something called as BIS hallmark when you purchase what? Gold. Very good. So based on that standard, you understand what is gold and what is not gold. If you don't know what is the standard, you will be cheated. So similarly, you should know the definition of a guru. If you don't know the definition of guru, then any guru, this guru, that guru, good guru, bad guru, will cheat you. So Bhagavad-gita says, Tadvidhi pranipatena pariprashnena sevaya upadekshanti te jnanam jnaninas tattvadarshinaha. This is the process of knowledge by approaching a guru. But who is a guru? Kiva vipra kiva nyashi shudra kenenoy. Jai Krishna tattva vetta sai guru hoy. One should not see who is a great Brahmana or who is a great sannyasi or a renounced monk. One should not see whether somebody is a Shudra or whatever is his category. Jai Krishna Tattva. Anybody who knows the science of Krishna can become Guru. This is Krishna consciousness. This was told by Sri Krishna Chaitanya Mahaprabhu 500 years ago when caste system was so strong. At that time, Mahaprabhu, who is Krishna himself, declared that even if somebody is not Brahmana by a caste, but if he knows the science of Krishna, be he a Shudra, accept him as Guru. This is Sanatan Dharma. Sanatan Dharma is not Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra. Sanatan Dharma means anybody who knows the science of Krishna, and if he is more spiritually advanced than me, then he should be my Guru. And what is spiritual advancement? Krishna consciousness is spiritual advancement. Those who are devotees of Krishna can only become Gurus. Sorry to speak like this. Because Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Suppose I am a devotee of Surya. I will speak about Surya there. I cannot become Guru. Because I am not speaking the highest possible truth. Please understand this point. If I am a devotee of Mother Kali or Mother Durga or Lord Shiva or Lord Ganesha, I cannot accept the position of a guru. There is difference between bhakti and puja. When it comes to demigods, devatas, even personalities like Lord Brahma, we do puja. But bhakti is possible only with Lord Hari. That is why you will see all the people who have approached Lord Brahma, Lord Shiva, Mother Durga, Lord Ganesha, Mother Lakshmi, whatever benediction, vardhan they get, they end up misusing it. Have you seen or not? But give me one example, one devotee of Lord Hari who has got a benediction and then misused it. Give me one example. That means everywhere else, sense gratification is the agenda. But when you approach Hari, your heart becomes clean. And then you don't desire sense gratification. So therefore, bhakti can happen only with Hari. Other places, puja will happen. Which is also good. Pujari bano, no problem. But bhakt nahi ban sakta. Selfless devotional service is only possible with Krishna, Hari, Vishnu. So therefore, only that person who is selflessly serving without expecting anything in return, only that person who is doing Hari Bhakti can become Guru. Others will only teach you sense gratification. Others will only teach you how to get further entangled in this material world. Please don't mind, but this is the truth. This is the truth. This is the only simple truth. Even if somebody is a devotee of Hanuman, they may show many miracles also. But they cannot teach you the path of bhakti. They cannot teach you to surrender to God. They will show some siddhi. They will give ashirvad. They will help you to find out whether you will win the court case or not. They'll help you to find out who is the thief in your house. They'll help you to understand how the pain in your knee will get cured. But they cannot encourage you to surrender your life to Krishna. And they will not speak one line from Bhagavad-gita also. You see around yourself, you will understand what I am speaking. Nobody will encourage you to surrender to Krishna. Only devotees will encourage you. Bali Maharaj, the king of the whole universe at one point of time, his spiritual master was Shukracharya. When Sri Hari came in the roop of Vamana to remove Bali Maharaj for the well-being of Bali Maharaj from the rulership of the universe, at that time Shukracharya, who had the capacity of bringing dead people back to life, he suggested Bali that you please do not surrender to Hari. These 3 steps of land which he is asking, he will take everything. Actually, Shukracharya was thinking, if Bali Maharaj will lose everything, मेरे को मेरा monthly salary कहाँ से आएगा? This is what Shukracharya was thinking. Who will maintain me? That's why he gave this wrong advice. At that time, Bali Maharaj, being the grandson of Prahlad, the great devotee, he rejected Bali Maharaj. That the purpose of life is to surrender to Hari. You, Shukracharya, on whose blessings and advice I could conquer Indra, Chandra, Varuna and whole Devalok and become the ruler of the universe. Although you gave me so many, although Bali Maharaj was killed by Indra in a previous battle, Shukracharya brought him back to life. You have given me my life. Thank you very much. By your blessing, I became the king of the whole universe. Thank you very much. But if you ask me not to surrender to Hari, I will reject you. So therefore he rejected Guru Tyag. He rejected his own Guru and surrendered to Hari. And he had to pay a price for it. If you read that incident, no, your heart will pain. Everybody was criticizing Bali. His Guru was criticizing him. His wife was criticizing him. His army was not having faith in him. His kingdom was telling why he did this. But all of that didn't matter. Because Krishna, Vamana, was pleased in his heart. So therefore he put his feet on his head, sent him to Sutara Loka, And then he resides in the Sutala Loka along with Vamana, Bali Maharaj, all the time. That is the great fortune of Bali Maharaj. And after 71 Yuga cycles, the next Indra will be Bali only. So nobody loses anything by surrendering to Hari. Sometimes the word surrender is a great fear. Surrender kaise kar दूं? I will have to give up my independence. I will have to lose everything. No, that is not the case. You become a hero by surrendering to Krishna. And you become a zero by not surrendering to Krishna. Please understand this point. You will never lose anything. You'll only give me one example of a person who gave or surrendered their life for the purpose of Lord Krishna, Lord Hari, and then they became failures. Kauntaya pratijanihi name bhaktaha pranashyati. Oh my dear Arjuna, please declare it boldly that my devotee never perishes. Name bhakta pranashyati. My devotee never gets destroyed. Krishna has declared it boldly in Bhagavad-gita. But those who are not the devotees of Krishna, pranashyati, definitely, they will definitely get destroyed. So therefore, you have to approach the right doctor. Who is the right doctor? Acharyas like Srila Prabhupada, His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada is the right doctor. Because in every page of Bhagavad-gita, in every paragraph of Bhagavad-gita, in every verse of Bhagavad-gita, he knows Kali Yuga people are very dull-headed. Bangalore people. समझ नहीं आएगा उनको. एक सेशन में नहीं समझ में आता है. So therefore, chapter after, you know what, Srila Prabhupada's books are going to be the law books for the next 10,000 years. Acharya himself has told. For the next 10,000 years, if anybody wants to know what I should do in life, they will read Bhagavad-gita and Bhagavatam authored by Prabhupada. This is the prediction. And why do you think he has brought the aspect of bhakti in every paragraph? 5,000 years ago when Kali Yuga began, people were Shrutidhars. Simply by hearing something they could remember. For example, when the Srimad Bhagavatam was spoken by Shukdev Goswami to Maharaj Parikshit, there was no notebook, no WhatsApp, no recording done. Simply by hearing they could remember. 18,000 verses. But after 5,000 years, what is the situation? 18 verses भी याद करने का potency नहीं है. So after 9,000 years, what will be the situation? Do you think people will have the capacity to read 700 verses, which is possible now? It is possible that one can read the whole Bhagavad-gita, but after 9,000 years, the memory, the lifespan, the intelligence will become so diminished that people may not be able to read more than 4 or 5 shlokas in their whole life. So that is why Prabhupada has put bhakti in each and every verse. Do you follow? 5,000 years ago, there were no textbooks on this planet. Everything was Shrutidhar. People used to remember. But now, there is mobile, gadget, everything we have. So imagine what will be the situation after 9,000 years. Manda sumanda matayo manda bhagyupadrita. People will become more dull-headed, more less intelligent, spiritually dull, short lifespan, short memory, no physical strength. That will be the situation towards the end of Kali Yuga. Some people say, why Srila Prabhupada talks about bhakti all the time, in every verse? This is the reason. This is my understanding, personal understanding. So therefore, take shelter of Srila Prabhupada. And don't do blind surrender to him also. Analyze. Observe. Ask questions in a respectful way. And then you decide what you want to do. You're all on YouTube. Hear everybody. I encourage. Go and hear everybody. And then read Srila Prabhupada's books. Hear one of his lectures. And then you decide who is the right doctor. Who is your real well-wisher. Who is that person who really wants you to go back home, back to Godhead and end your suffering. You decide for yourself. You have a plethora of options in front of you. You choose. But do it in an unbiased way. And if at all you want my suggestion, ki Prabhuji, I don't have so much time. You tell me which is the right path. This is my suggestion. Krishna Kripa Murti. Abhay Charnarvind, Bhakti Vedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. His divine grace, Abhay Charnarvind, Bhakti Vedanta Swami Prabhupada. In the present day society, no other Acharya is teaching pure devotional service other than Prabhupada and the followers of Prabhupada. Nobody else. Everybody else has some motivation. This is the only person who is selflessly preaching. That is why when he wrote the Bhagavad-gita, he told Bhagavad-gita as it is. Not my Bhagavad-gita or my Gita. There is an author who has written my Gita. What does he think of himself, man? His Gita? Gita was the name of his wife or what? My Gita. And all mental concoctions written there. I don't want to name that author. I hope you people are understanding. We may not have seen Rakshasas, but these authors, they are Rakshasas. They are killing the honest and the innocent souls of the youth of India. They are writing books. There is another author who writes books on Shiva trilogy, Ramayana trilogy. I read one page of that book and then I decided that I will always speak about this author in most of my classes. In one page, that author writes that Lord Ram and Bharat are talking. Lord Ram is telling, from many days I have not eaten meat. Let me go to a forest and kill some deer. Will you come with me, Bharat? No, I have a date with that girl today, I cannot come. This is what they are writing in their books. There is no Aadhar, there is no basis, there is no proof of what these people are writing, these demons are writing. And the young students and the people of India are reading those books and they are thinking, this is what Ram was, this is what I should do, this is what Bharat was, this is what I should do. Bharat was a flirt and Ram was a meat eater. Bestseller. There are demons in India right now. That's why I have made it my life mission to expose such people. What authority these idiots have to write like that? They don't know Bhagavad-gita. They have not read they have never surrendered to an Acharya. They have never served a spiritual master. My Gita. They have never seen the sun rising. They have never chanted Hare Krishna. They have never practiced the Bhagavad-gita. They have never done any tapasya in life. And they are saying, my Gita, living Gita, this Gita, that Gita. And all the other demons are buying this book also. If you have one of these books, understand who you are. Nobody has Bhagavad Gita and Bhagavatam, but everybody has this Ramayana trilogy, Shiva trilogy, this, that, nonsense. So there is only one guru, one right doctor, that is the Acharya. Approach him, listens from him. Otherwise you are wasting your time. See, you have to just analyze, it should be Susukha, Pratyakshvagamanam dharmam. Whatever progress you are making, you should be able to understand that I am progressing, no? If by practicing something, the lust, anger and greed in your heart is not reducing, if the material desires are not reducing, if you are being constantly discouraged and distracted by the anarthas of your heart, what kind of spiritual life are you living? You are so-called following someone and doing some things which that person is telling. But if your material desires are not reducing, that means you have approached the wrong doctor. So analyze yourself, and then you have to avoid the negative things. How to apply Bhagavad Gita in life, we are discussing. Practical applications. First practical application, stop this meat eating. You cannot become a spiritual person without, ठीक है, बाद में क्लास के समय बात मत कीजिए प्लीज. Meat eating you have to stop. Openly I am saying. There are so-called Sanatanis who tell meat eating is correct. वेदों में लिखा है, खा के रहेंगे. तो वेदों में तो चैंटिंग हरे कृष्णा भी लिखा है, नहीं करेंगे. They will tell so many benefits of eating meat. But they will not accept one simple fact, that there are 4 pillars of dharma. One of them is daya, mercy. Anybody who's saying that I am a peace-loving person, peace starts from your dining table. If you are ready to kill someone for the sake of your tongue, what kind of a spiritualist you are? Please don't feel bad. Some people may have some natural arguments. See, I have been born next to the sea. I am born in an environment where everything is surrounded by ocean or lakes, especially the people from Bengal. Jaler Prasad. होता है ना, क्या बोलते हैं उसको? जलेर प्रसाद. क्या होता है जलेर प्रसाद? जल में उगने वाला प्रसाद. उसको भात के साथ खाते हैं, माछ भात बोलते हैं उसको. जलेर प्रसाद. कोई फेस्टिवल में भी आ जाता है ना जलेर प्रसाद. सब फेस्टिवल्स में आ जाता है. शुद्ध है, पवित्र है. One Bengali was arguing with me, with all due respect to all Bengalis. Have you seen the earrings of Krishna? Makara Kundala, shark-shaped earrings. Krishna is telling, eat fish. It's nonsense. If you want to practice bhakti, if you want to come up in spiritual life, you have to give up all these things. There are many so-called mutts, which I don't want to name. Many so-called swamis, which I don't want to name. Many missions, which I don't want to name. They serve this Jaler Prasad in their temples. And they say we are spiritual people. Which Mahatma will kill someone and eat, or will kill something and eat? I'm asking a basic question to you. So if you want to practice Krishna consciousness, if you want to practice bhakti, if you want to see Krishna one day, stop this. Meat, fish and eggs also. Because if you eat this, then mercy is lost. The next thing is gambling. Because another pillar of dharma, satya, truthfulness is lost if you engage in gambling. Any profession in which a lot of lies is spoken is not good for spiritual life. Where a lot of bluffing is involved is not good for spiritual life. क्या चल रहा है? Intoxication is also bad. Those who are drinking, what all things we drink, can you tell me? Or should I ask that side? What all things we drink? Liquor and, sorry? Rasam. This Mataji is always distracting. Sometimes through her answers, sometimes through her laughter. Okay. Intoxication means those things which are addictive. So what are addictive things? Liquor, alcohol, smoking, tobacco, chai, coffee. Very good. Thank you for telling. Kaun bola? Thank you very much. Chai, coffee bhi is also a kind of intoxication. And if you are serious, you have to understand what you have to do. My sister, until she gets a cup of tea, her hand starts shaking like this. One of my friends, until he drinks tea, uska subah ka clearance hi nahi hota hai. He needs a cigarette and a tea to go to toilet. It's a kind of addiction. So these things, they break the tapasya. Nobody can become a tapasvi if they are engaging in these things. And without tapasya, has anybody attained God? Have you heard? मजा भी किए और भगवत धाम भी किए. ऐसा हुआ है क्या कभी? So, meat eating, gambling, intoxication. Meat eating से कौन सा पिलर टूटता है? दया, mercy. Gambling से सत्य, truthfulness. Intoxication से austerity, तपस्या का पिलर टूटता है. धर्म के 4 स्तंभ हैं और चौथा स्तंभ है शौच, cleanliness. When you engage in illicit sex life, then This cleanliness pillar also breaks. Cleanliness cannot be just physical, it has to be internal also. Okay? So therefore, 4 negative things we have to avoid. Meat eating, gambling, illicit sex, intoxication. And then there are some positive things also which you have to do, practical applications of Bhagavad-gita. These are the 4 things which I must have told earlier also. A, B, C, D. A means association of what? Devotees. Very, very important. Without this A, the B, C and D cannot happen. That's why I tell at least once a week you come, Baba. You come and sleep only. Some people are sleeping in class, you know. That is also fine. Aake idhar hi so jao. No problem. You know, some people have serious insomnia. Ghar mein neend nahi aata hai. But something magical is there in the Bhagavatam class. Serious insomnia patients who take medicines to go to sleep, when they come in Bhagavatam class na, Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya, उसी समय नींद आ जाता है. I'm not joking, it's a fact. It's a fact. Some people really come to the temple to sleep. I'm not targeting anybody, okay? So association is very important. Even if you have to sleep, you come and you sleep in the class, but you come. Simply by seeing that how another person is struggling in bhakti, you will get inspiration and patience to continue your struggle. Yesterday I chanted 2 rounds. Today I want to chant 3 rounds. Oh, you're chanting 3, I will also chant 3. This is called bhakti. When you will meet, what you will discuss? Hey, I read this. What is your comment about it? We hope that you will discuss this. In the Bhagavad-gita, Krishna says, what do the devotees discuss? They discuss Krishna Katha only. And they get great pleasure and satisfaction by discussing about Krishna. Tushyanti cha ramanti cha. This is association. No matter how good you are, no matter how talented you are, no matter how disciplined you are, no matter however successful you are, if you do not have the association of selfless devotees of Krishna, it's just a matter of time that you will become a demon. And no matter how fallen you are, no matter how disgusting you are, no matter how addicted you are, if you associate with devotees, then it is just a matter of time that you will become a Mahatma. So therefore, association is the key. A man is known by his association. The second thing is, read Bhagavad-gita and Srimad Bhagavatam daily. 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 Daily do you check WhatsApp? Daily do you watch TV? Daily do you surf the internet? Then why not daily Bhagavad-gita? All other things we should stop. But we are not stopping that. But the best thing which we should do, we have stopped that and we are doing this. In fact, I have an argument to make. Every house has a mobile phone. How many mobile phones are there in a house? As many number of people are there. Combined value of that mobile is, assuming each mobile is 80,000, iPhone 16, sorry. iPhone 16 का price क्या है? 1.6L. This pattern I am seeing, when iPhone 11 had come, it was 1.1L. iPhone 12 is 1.2L. iPhone 13 is 1.3L. Has anybody else understood this pattern? How much will iPhone 17 cost? 1.7. फिर भी everybody is like iPhone 17 लिए है. So see, everybody is spending uselessly on these gadgets, which is making their lives horrible. Everybody is spending so much time in putting so many washing machines and TVs and other things in their house, which is basically making them unhealthy and lazy. Everybody is buying two-wheelers and meeting with accidents and doing things. Everybody is spending so much money here and there, but nobody has money to spend Bhagavad-gita and purchase one Bhagavatam. You can spend 80,000 on a mobile and get distracted for the rest of your life, but you cannot spend 8,000 rupees to buy a Bhagavatam. ओह कैसे, इट इज वेस्ट ऑफ मनी. 8,000 में एक नेटफ्लिक्स का कुछ या कुछ सब्सक्रिप्शन ले लेंगे 8,000 में. वाई टू बाई भागवतम? लक्ष्मीपति, लक्ष्मी सहस्त्र शत संभ्रम सेव्य मान, millions and billions of Lakshmis are serving Krishna. Even if you combine the entire wealth of this entire material universe and all the universes combined together, you cannot purchase Krishna. But within 8,000 rupees, when 18,000 verses of Bhagavatam come in 18 volumes to you, oh, that is very expensive. I'd rather buy a 1,40,000 rupees MacBook Air. But why should I buy a Bhagavatam? No, it's a wrong thing to do. Therefore, I have taken a vrata, Har Ghar Bhagavatam. If every house has a mobile, if every house has a car, if every house has a two-wheeler, if every house has this, TV, washing machine, why not Bhagavatam? People are suffering because they don't have Krishna. This is the real happiness. Bhagavatam Krishna Tulya. Krishna Tulya Bhagavatam. Krishna has manifested himself in the form of Bhagavatam. Simply by reading this Bhagavatam, one's life will become successful. One will never take birth again. And each Bhagavatam book lives for at least 500 to 600 years. So many generations of your family will be delivered. Even if you don't read it fully, simply by having it, your life will be successful. So much so that in the Padma Puran, Krishna says that those who do not have Bhagavatam in their house, how can they call themselves as my devotee? So I really want that everybody should have Bhagavad-gita, Bhagavatam and Chaitanya Charitamrita in their houses. It's an investment which you are making. And when you have it, then only you will read it, no? But I'll read online, Prabhuji. What you will read online, I know. You will never read Bhagavatam online. You will only read what Didi is saying and what Trump is saying. And what Modi is doing. And these are the good things which you will read. The bad things I am not saying also. So basically everybody should have Bhagavad-gita and Srimad Bhagavatam. Even if you are an illiterate, you simply take and see the pictures. Ante Narayana Smriti. You will remember Krishna at the time of death simply by seeing the scriptures, pictures. But everybody should have Bhagavatam. You have 1,000 contacts in your mobile, call everybody. Ask them to take. In fact, we have started this. This is the book marathon month going on, Gita Jayanti month. We have taken a sankalpa of selling, distributing 7,250 Bhagavad-gitas, which includes many Bhagavatams also. So I will request all of you, all Gita course students and all non-Gita course students, purchase some Bhagavad-gitas, purchase some Bhagavatam and become real friends of your well-wishers. What does a real friend do? Give a bottle? No, a real friend gives a Bhagavatam or a real friend gives a Bhagavad-gita. Simply by reading one line of that book, their karma will change, their life will change. They will attain Krishna. Srila Prabhupada says that anybody who has read the first 9 cantos of Srimad Bhagavatam is a God-realized person. भगवत साक्षात्कार उनका हो जाता है प्रथम 9 स्कंदों को पढ़ने से. Such a great achievement. Such a great achievement. We cannot even imagine what it means. Srimad Bhagavatam. Vedvyas says, Dharma projita kaitavo atra paramo nirmatsaranam satam vedyam vastavam atra vastu shivadam tapatrayon moolanam Srimad Bhagavate Mahamuni Krite Kim va parairishvaraha Sadyo hriddavaruddhyate Trakritibhi Shushrubhistatshanat. Srila Vyasadeva, after writing all the Vedas and the 108 Upanishads and everything, Puranas, he was still unsatisfied in his heart. Why am I not still happy? Then his spiritual master Narad Muni comes and tells that although you have written the Mahabharata and the Vedas and the Puranas and the Upanishads, but why you are not happy? Because till now you have not exclusively glorified Sri Hari. People want to do sense gratification in the name of the Vedas, in the name of karma kandas, in the name of so many rituals and procedures. You have only encouraged them in material life. You have not exclusively glorified Lord Krishna. And that is why, because you have not exclusively glorified bhakti, but you have glorified everything else, dharma, artha and kama, that's why you are not happy. So after writing everything, Vyasadeva writes Srimad Bhagavatam. And after writing only, you know what he says? Kimva parair Ishvara. One who has Srimad Bhagavatam does not need the Vedas, Puranas and the Upanishads. This is my most mature creation. Just read this Bhagavatam. And that is why to his son, Shukdev Goswami, he taught only Bhagavatam and no other Vedic literature. And Bhagavatam was told later by Parikshit, Shukdeva to Parikshit. And when Shukdev Goswami was speaking, author of Srimad Bhagavatam was sitting there. फिर से सुनेंगे. That is Srimad Bhagavatam. So Srila Prabhupada says, in spiritual life, Bhagavad-gita is school study. Srimad Bhagavatam is graduation. And Chaitanya Charitamrita, the life and teachings of Sri Krishna Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, is postgraduate study of spiritual life. So every gentleman and every gentlewoman, har ghar mein, Bhagavad-gita, Bhagavatam, Chaitanya Charitamrita should be there. It's an investment. It's an investment. If by spending 8,000, 9,000 rupees, if you can attain Krishna, I feel that, it's free only. कहीं सुना है 8,000 रुपए में भगवत प्राप्ति हो गई? It is possible. See this man. Daily he is sitting and reading. And simply by doing this, going back home, back to God. So this is the second application of Bhagavad-gita. Therefore I encourage all of you. In this Gita Jayanti time, November time, New Year time, don't give gifts to people. This gift. Give Bhagavad-gita. Give Bhagavatam. First of all, you take Bhagavatam and Bhagavad-gita. And then give to others also. We are not asking for donation. We are asking you to take it for yourself. Leke padho. And then the third and the most important aspect of spiritual life is chanting. If you don't do this, everything is waste. All the book, Srila Prabhupada was once asked that why have you written so many books? Different answers came. To establish the truth, to help the living entity, to make people connected to Krishna. Srila Prabhupada said, no. The only reason why I have written so many books is to convince you to chant Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram. So why do I give these lectures, 1 hour, 1.5 hours lectures? Just to convince you. Because I know you are from Bangalore now. Like this you will not eat. Otherwise, if everybody was spiritually intelligent, we would not need such classes. I would have just called you, given you japmalas, 2 hours you would have chanted and you would have gone. But because that is not possible, because so much kachra is there, gobar. Please don't feel bad. Sometimes people say, ISKCON brainwash karta hai. I say yes, ISKCON में ब्रेन वॉशिंग किया जाता है. ब्रेन इतना गंदा है ना, चेतो दर्पण मार्जनम, उसको धोना बहुत जरूरी है. And how do you wash your brain? Bhagavad-gita. By reading Bhagavad-gita, all the kachra will be cleaned. And when the kachra is cleaned, then you can chant Hare Krishna. तो kachra clean करने के लिए every Sunday we spend 1.5 hours. So my role in ISKCON is that of a sweeper. I clean the kachra. You bring more kachra to me, I'll clean more. I am very proud sweeper. I am not some teacher, guru or acharya. I consider myself as the sweeper in ISKCON. Because my job is to clean the kachra. But I feel sad that I am not a good sweeper. सबका कचरा साफ नहीं कर पाता हूँ. So many people come, in the beginning of these sessions, first session, I think 230 people had come. सबका कचरा साफ नहीं कर पाया मैं. कुछ लोग अभी तक साफ करवा रहे हैं, thank you very much. But सबका साफ नहीं हुआ. But one success I have. On the day of registration only, I somehow managed to give one Bhagavad-gita to everybody. Correct, no? So that's I have done. And that Bhagavad-gita, either in this life or next life, either them or their next generation will do the cleaning. So my job is done only. But yeah, in my visible eyes, I'm not a good sweeper, but my role is that I'm a sweeper. And the best way to do cleaning is by chanting Hare Krishna. Iti shodashakam nama nama kalikalmasha nashanam natah parataropaya sarva vedeshu drishyate. I have put the photo of Sri Krishna Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Nityananda Prabhu. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is Krishna himself in yellow dhoti, and in blue dhoti is Balram, who is called Nityananda. If time permits, one day I will discuss their pastimes. Vrajendra Nandana Jai Shachisut Hoilo Sai Balram Hoilo Nitai. Krishna and Balram again came back as Mahaprabhu, Sri Krishna Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Nityananda Prabhu 500 years ago. And ISKCON is a result of their teachings. I don't know about other organizations, but ISKCON is the follower of Sri Krishna Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Nityananda Prabhu. And the teachings of Sri Krishna Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is Bhagavad-gita and the Bhagavatam, which Srila Prabhupada has given. That's why in the Pranam Mantra of Prabhupada, Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine. Gaura is Mahaprabhu. Because he had a golden complexion, so he was called as Gauranga. Gaura. So Gauravani, teachings of Mahaprabhu, Gauravani Pracharine. That is what we do. We teach the teachings of Mahaprabhu. This reminds me that next week we should go for a yatra, a short yatra. We'll go to some nearby place, 30 kilometers from Bangalore. We'll take darshan of some very old Krishna temples, Ram temples. We'll do some katha, we'll do some kirtan. Morning, 5:30 or 5 a.m. we'll leave. Evening, 6:30, 7 p.m. we'll come back. Krishna willing, there I will discuss pastimes of Lord Chaitanya and Lord Nityananda. One session on Gaur Leela we will have there. How many of you are willing to come next week, Sunday? Very good, very good. Bring your friends and families also. Let them hear about Gaur Leela. So this is the third aspect of practical application, and the fourth aspect is this. This I don't think I need to explain, but this is the most important aspect. ABC is also dependent on this D. Especially in my case, I can tell you, I came to ISKCON only for prasad. I didn't come for philosophy. Later on, I started discussing philosophy. That is a secondary byproduct of prasad. But really, I originally came for prasad. So this prasad is so wonderful, I tell you. I mean, when this food is made in the right consciousness and offered to Krishna, where philosophy doesn't work, prasadam works. So therefore, those people who ask too many questions, or those who do not understand what I'm saying, I just give them prasad. वो लोग सब समझ जाता है फिर. I do some youth sessions, so youth people are more rebellious and more challenging. So बड़े-बड़े colleges से आते हैं, and they ask so many questions. So sometimes it is really difficult to answer all questions, honestly speaking. ऐसा क्यों? 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 Yesterday one boy was asking, why is Arjuna called as Parth? I said, because he is the son of Pritha, Kunti. Now why Kunti's name is Pritha? अब इसका क्या आंसर है? Why you are wearing an orange kurta today? So sometimes you cannot answer the question. मुंह में गुलाब जामुन ही डालना पड़ता है फिर. So where philosophy doesn't work, prasadam works. So these four things you have to do. 4 negative things which you have to avoid is meat eating, gambling, illicit sex, intoxication. And 4 positive things which you have to do is A, B, C, D. If you feel avoiding negative things is difficult, no problem. Just focus on the positive. By focusing on the positive, you can easily give up the negative. Come regularly and associate with devotees Read Bhagavad-gita and Bhagavatam first. Purchase Bhagavad-gita and Bhagavatam for yourself. Chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra minimum 4 rounds every day. It takes half an hour. Do it. Do some tapasya. And have a diet of Krishna Prasad. Bhagavad-gita chapter 17, sloka number 8, 9 and 10. Whatever Krishna says, according to that you cook. With a tulsi leaf, offer it to Krishna. Then make your life successful. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So just the summary of today's session is, we discussed there are 4 types of yoga. Karma Yoga, Jnana Yoga, Dhyan Yoga, Ashtanga Yoga. Bhakti Yoga is the topmost yoga. It is possible to practice bhakti at home. And the way to practice bhakti at home is by doing this ABCD. Association, Bhagavad Gita, chanting Hare Krishna, and eating Krishna.